I'm going to show you what it is, and I'll put the recipe below. If you're on a modified salt diet, which I am, you don't have to put the whole thing, but you can put 6 tablespoons of kosher salt. So on the bottom, if you can see this, I modified it and put 4 tablespoons of kosher salt and 2 tablespoons of a no salt seasoning. So because I make so much of this, I just went to Costco and I bought this organic no salt seasoning. So 2 tablespoons of that and 4 tablespoons of kosher salt. And then I already pre-measured this, 6 tablespoons of garlic powder, which is up on the top here. Again, Costco garlic powder. And then already in here, I have 4 tablespoons of dried oregano. And let's see, this is oregano I bought. So, you know, it's harder to find organic seasoning. So it's not that big of a deal for me. So this is what I do. Another thing I use is 2 tablespoons of turmeric. I bought this at Patel Brothers. It's only $3.99 here in Central Florida. And usually when you buy a small container like this, it'll cost you about $5, $4 to $5 for, what is this? This is 1.75 ounces of paprika. But in the Indian stores, and if you have a Patel Brothers near you, I would suggest buying it from there because only $4 and you get 14 ounces. And it, you know, most spices come from India. So 2 tablespoons, and you can be as generous as you want. There's no exact measurements. So if you want to do a heaping tablespoon, that's fine. Just remember, turmeric does stain. So whatever you get it on your fingers, your nails, you can use alcohol to get it off your nails. That's what I found out. Onion powder, 2 tablespoons of that. And this is sort of caking up, but I just smash it down, and I'll smash it down inside of the container too. So 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of black pepper. You can ground your own, but see, I don't have to be exact, but 1 tablespoon of black pepper. If you like white pepper, white pepper is usually really fine. It's kind of hard to find in regular stores. Asian markets have this. This is a 7-ounce container, which I don't know how much it was, but it was way cheaper. So I do about half a tablespoon. This is me embellishing on my recipe. A lot of times this thing turns out different from batch to batch, and this much will make probably about, I would say 8 to 10 of these, because I made these for Christmas. I buy this from the dollar store. It has little holes already in it, just the glass part, and then I wrapped it up and made gifts for it. Okay, so after the black pepper, again, white pepper is an option. There's half a tablespoon of the white pepper in there. 1 tablespoon of cumin. I have organic cumin here. So my spoon won't fit. Okay, if your spoon doesn't fit into your container, you can take it a little, another spoon, and about 2 teaspoons, heaping teaspoon, that's about 1 tablespoon right there. So don't freak out if that doesn't fit, if your spoon doesn't fit. And really, all I have to do was lift this part up, but hey, whatever. Okay. Now that's basically the base of my seasoning, and I just mix it up like this. You can see inside, after I've mixed all of that up, get my fingers out of the way, make sure you mix it up really well, and then you want to put it in a sealed container. I have a jar like this, which you can get at Walmart, in one of the craft stores. It has a little rubber seal here. So basically you flip it up. I would empty out the old stuff, whatever the seasoning is, so that you don't have you know, any old product. You can clean it out, but you make sure that you dry it out really well, because if you get moisture in that container, that's not going to be good for your seasoning mix. Someone gave me fresh oregano, and this oregano, I like it. You can put it on all kinds of stuff. I make a lot of potato, cook the potatoes and put that in there. I'm going to just dump this whole thing in. Now, yes, I did put dried oregano in here, and yes, this is dried, but it's a fresher dried and it's actually much greener. So I'm just adding extra oregano in here. If you like rosemary or whatever else, you can go ahead and put that in there. I don't think there's any right way of doing this. I think one of the things about this mix is that you can smell the garlic because there's a lot of garlic powder in here, and you can smell all of the other seasonings, and it just has a great mix. Now, one of the things that I do like, which is not going to make it that original, is there's this Saison Tropical no MSG, and this has a bunch of other stuff in it that I already put into this container, but it has a more orange tint, and it'll make your potatoes darker. So this has salt, dehydrated garlic, onion, spices. Spices is so generic, it's kind of funny. So I already have salt, I have garlic, I have onion. It has some yellow dye, disodium, whatever, a bunch of stuff. Oh, coriander. I don't have coriander. I don't have annatto. Paprika, I don't have in there. So what I'm going to do is take some smoked paprika. I'm going to add a little bit more color. Now, this is really dark. It's like, it probably gives this mix that orange color. So I'm going to start off with, again, this is just adding on to color. So I'm probably going to, a heaping teaspoon. And then I'm going to mix it up. And we'll see what color it comes into. And it might make it that little darker orange. And sometimes I'll even mix this stuff inside of here and add like a couple more tablespoons. But I don't think that matters right now. So this is the color right now, and it did, you may not notice, but it did actually make it a little brighter orange. So I'm going to add one more heaping teaspoon. So that's 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. Now, why would you use smoked paprika versus some other paprika? It's just flavor. Basically, if you smell that, it has a smoky aroma to it. It's kind of like, instead of having to add liquid smoke to a dish, you add smoked paprika versus regular paprika. And that's it. So I pour it in here. If anything's caked up or anything like that, you know, sort of, you can just smash it down with a spoon. And I just kind of shake it in there. I actually probably don't need to do this because I've got a little pour spout on here, and I could have just poured it in. This helps break it down. And this is usually what I use to fill up my little containers. I just filled this little container up. So this is what I use, stove rather. And this container I leave in the main spice area. And I'm gonna go to the dollar store later on because some people asked me that they wanted to try my seasoning. So yeah, basically you do that. So I usually put, I think about 3 to 4 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons. Like heaping means more than this. And that, yeah, I think about 4 tablespoons fit in here. And so that's a generous amount. You can use this for fish, potatoes, chicken, meat, whatever you would use, any type of seasoning that you'd want to use it with. It tastes great, and it has a great smell. Yep, has a great smell to it. And if you taste it and you're like, well, you know, I want a little more salt, or I want a little more of this, or I think the best test is when you're using it on your dishes, whatever you're cooking, that you would whatever you're cooking with, if you find that you're adding more salt or you're adding more pepper or whatever you're adding more of, just modify your mix. But that's basically the base mix of my adobo dry seasoning, which I use for everything. And it's, again, it has much more than what adobo would have in it because I use it as an all-purpose seasoning for everything. That's it. Thanks for watching.